What's up, everybody? A Spare with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. We are back on our base building experiment extravaganza. I don't know. I like to come up with titles for things that have virtually no meaning. So, when we left off in the last episode, we were kind of expanding, or rather, planning. I don't think I have the resources to actually build all this at this point, because building on a large ship grid, everything requires a ton of materials. So I think this is going to be kind of one of those, we're going to have scaffolding up for quite a while. Particularly just because, well, yeah, I need resources. And I really haven't even gotten to mining or anything. I'm still going off of what I had before. I went ahead and left the zombie mod running, mainly because it kept the wolves from spawning. Now, I could go in and turn off the wolves, but where's the fun in that? They bring me resources, I just don't want them to be wolves. So until I can find a good Cyberhound skin or something to redo them, yeah, we might not have them around at the moment. I'm going to try and find another one, but I haven't had any luck. So, as you can see, I've been doing some expansion on the expansion, which has had really good results, actually. This was an idea that was pitched to me in the comments of my last video, was to use like something like the interior lights here, which I don't know if you can see them. They're kind of right there. There they are, corner lights. So to use those as a building anchor, and then do the glass panels that are 1x2, which match the length of the ramps. So as it stands, we get this cool awning, and then when we get here to the bottom, it lines up perfectly. Now, there is one minor issue with this, but it's really not that big of an issue, because we actually, as I'm thinking about this, I actually don't need to do it this way. The reason is I had put another corner light right there and then built the catwalks off of that upside down, and it prevents you from attaching anything because the block space they take up is actually downward. But I just had an idea. If I can manage to get rid of this corner... Oh, that wasn't smart. Oh well. So if we can get rid of all this, right? Basically what I'm thinking we're going to end up doing, I got to be careful and make sure I don't, you know, accidentally undo anything. Oop, like that. Whew, that was close. Alright, so what we're going to do instead is this is not actually going to connect with this, but it's going to look like it, which is going to be fine. It's going to serve our purpose. So we're just going to put 4 pillars, and let's go ahead and put another one right there. Another one right there. And for now, actually for now I'm just going to stand on the glass here. And we're going to put that there. One more there. Now, granted, these are not... I didn't really line them all up and make sure they're all oriented the same way. I can kind of fix that as we go, I think. But from this point, I can just do like this. Taking care to remember how I align them so that the... I guess it doesn't really matter, but I like it to line up. Oops. There we go. Now, okay, I was going to say it scared me a minute there, because I couldn't do the other one, but it was because I was in the way. Okay. That. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, totally doable. So we got our awning, and like I said, it's not going to actually connect to this, so basically this is holding this up, and then this is freestanding. But what is neat about this is, technically speaking, I don't really have to make the corner lights actually a thing. And even if I did, I could like fully complete them. And even if I did, I could turn them off, I guess. Now there is this little edge here, which is kind of unsightly, but I'm not super worried about it. I mean, it's a little on the blah side, just having an edge stick out there, but whatever. I'm not really worried about it. And then, so that's pretty good. And let's see. Oh, and by the way, let me address this real quick. As you can see, I've finished the hydrogen tank. And I've put a rotor, and I did go ahead and add the hydrogen farm mod in here. Let me see if I can grab a hold of it. There it is. So currently we're at 1.32 liters per minute, and if we check on the tank, it is actually getting some. I wasn't sure at first because the light was like off, so I wanted to make sure, but it is actually getting sunlight. And I put it on a rotor so that we can change. I pointed it this way because I think this is where the sunrise comes up from. So I pointed it that way, and before I moved it, it was only on one dot. So by rotating it this way, it is getting 3. So that's good. The odd part is this is where the line is for the rotor, and yet I'm pretty sure it's set for like 315 degrees, which is kind of funky in my opinion. Yeah, current angle is 315, yet the little marker thing says it's going to 225, so I don't know if that's a glitch or if I'm just reading this wrong, but this is the only little line piece, so I'm kind of assuming that it's correct, but I think the line should actually be 2 over from what it's saying. So I don't know if that's a bug or not, or if I'm just reading it wrong. Kind of looks like a bug to me. And I'm glad everybody kind of liked this idea of this kind of awning-based system. I'm really excited about that. A couple of you had mentioned doing 4 hydrogen tanks. The way this is set up, we could, like, we could tear this side of the awning down and then just go out another, you know, square and make this not a corner and just go out when we want to. But for now, I think actually 1's going to take forever to fill up, so I think 2 is plenty. And I'm thinking of doing it this way. That's kind of what I'm thinking, is having a rotor and a farm on top of each tank. Now, actually, for being in an atmosphere, I mean, we're not taking the base with us. This isn't a ship, so I guess I don't really need to do that. For the oxygen ones, I could actually just slap a vent on there and set it to depressurize and be good to go. So that's what I might do for these tanks, and then put the hydrogen ones having 2 rotors and 2 farms to generate more hydrogen. That might be how we do that. And as far as this goes, down this way, actually, you know what? I'm wondering... Oh, I see what happened. Okay. I was trying to figure out how I could go off of that roof and just keep going, and I couldn't on this one, and it's because I went up to the edge, but then I came out with the awning. Okay, so that's where the problem lies. This may just be a turn, and I might put, like, not the corners, not the 2 side, these. I might just put, like, catwalks here and here kind of thing, and then leave this as, you know, like, the walkway. I might do something like that, I don't know. That's kind of a let me know what you guys think. I'll leave them there for now, just kind of as an observation post type of thing. I don't know if we want to do a full border around this one too. We could. It would throw this off a little bit because this lines up right to the edge of the ramp, and if we came off of this, well, I guess it really wouldn't matter. It would do the same thing that this did. You'd have just an edge like here. Kind of, wait, what? I don't know what that just did. So you would have like an edge, and then you could do the curve and the pillar. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's do that real quick. Can I get under here? Awesome. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do this too. Sun's coming up, or around, rather. Alright, get rid of that. I didn't actually check to make sure the edges were lined up. Ooh, I got lucky. Alright, cool. Because I kind of had these all going the same way, and I didn't actually check to make sure that I kept that pattern. But we did. Okay, so this is actually going to... means it's going to go around, I think. Let's see if we can get this. Actually, let me go ahead and speed this up a little. Alrighty, so I've been working a little bit on this area and getting it a little bit more squared away. So here's what we got, and I apologize if it all just looks like a bunch of scaffolding and you can't really tell what's going on. I hope you can kind of see what we're going for. But we ended up going this route, so I extended it out a little bit and made the awning a little bit bigger, and then tied the glass awning type thing into this one the same way. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this part. I guess I found one of my steel plating things. I've got a couple of them where I just accidentally placed them and they fell. There's one of my interior pillars all the way out here. But because I haven't really designed the second floor up here, I don't really know 100% how this is going to go. At the moment, I've got a temporary walkway system set up down here. What I did was, in order to kind of maximize the space, I didn't use ramps, I used the slope blocks. These guys, the typical one-block ramps. And then I did some of the angles just to kind of round it out and bevel it and make kind of an awning type thing. Not the best, and probably will get redone at some point. And then the passageway here, and then you can go up this way, and then it kind of has this curve onto the ramp system. But because I haven't really designed this upper part here, or this plateau, platform, whatever you want to call it, I don't really know how I'm going to tie this in. Theoretically, I'll probably add some interior pillars here and do kind of the same idea of a kind of this pagoda roofing kind of thing. And I added the catwalks here to kind of level it off as far as you come up this way, and then all of this is railed off. And then when you get here, I still haven't quite figured out, I've had a couple suggestions like using glass panes and things, but I haven't 100% figured out how I'm doing a railing system for this. But I've got a few ideas, I just haven't really ironed it out yet. Now, the one thing that I'm wondering about, though, is I did this a little bit differently. Woo! On this build over here, I don't know if it's hard for you guys to see or not, but I built the walkable platform and then went off with the ramp. And when I got to the edge, you can see here I basically just went off with the inverted ramps to do this part. And then these rounded edges are just running into it, but they're squared off. So that's what I did here, but over here, I kind of did the same thing, but then I rounded the edges. So we're left with, I could round those down there, but I could also just square these up and have them just kind of meet the ramp and be done with it. That may help us over here, because I changed the ramp up over here. So what I may do is continue it the other way by having the ramp go this way and then square up the edges. In fact, I might do that right now that I'm talking about it. Because as I'm talking about it, I kind of talk myself into it. And if you don't understand what exactly I mean, that's perfectly fine, because I'm going to show you. So we're going to take the ramp and go off of this edge and then do a stairway like this. Kind of the same thing. Do a ramp and then a stair. And maybe one more, but we don't really need to go any further than that for now. Just because we're not really going anywhere with this in any particular place. So now you can see that this is either going to round off or just meet up. So I'm thinking meet up is probably going to look a little bit better. That's kind of my idea. I think that squaring up into the ramp is going to look a little bit better. So we're going to leave it like that for now. I think that's right. And And over here, I think we could do the same thing and it should be fine. And that'll keep everything nice and uniform. I think. Let me know which way you guys prefer. I'm a little hit or miss on the meetup point here, but as far as the starting point, going off this way, I do like it better, I think, rounding off and meeting up. I think I'm a fan of that setup. As for the catwalks, I kind of started all the different catwalk points here. Kind of like to get that done. I don't actually know which way would be easier. Maybe being up here would be a little bit easier to go off of. I'm not really sure. I seem to have had a little bit of an easier time from up here. In theory. But actually the easiest would probably be flying, to be honest, but I'm a little leery of using my jetpack at the moment until I've got some decent hydrogen stored up. And I was reading some of the descriptions on that mod that I added in for the hydrogen farm, and one of the things that it stated was it was basically designed exactly for what I wanted, which was to restore jetpack fuel. They stated that it originally was not designed to be like a end-all, like if your ship used all hydrogen, you'd have to have a ton of those in order for it to actually power them. So it's not really like a game-breaking thing of hydrogen's supposed to be hard and now it's not to acquire. It's mainly just to compensate you for your hydrogen is what's required for jetpacks. Actually, we're going to move this over to 0, I think. Or I'm having to kind of compensate a little bit. So, for example, I have the upper limit set to 315, so we're going to crank it to, let's try 359. I guess you could do 360 point and, like, well, let's try that. Let's just do 360. And then we'll do a positive velocity, and that should stop it where I want it. But I don't honestly know. Perfect. Yeah, now we're at 4 again. So that's great. That works really good. And if I really wanted to, I'm not really paying it too much mind, but I could have it track. In reality, what I'll probably end up doing is writing a script that will basically match the sun rotation type of thing, so that these are constantly just kind of spinning back and forth to follow the sun situation, is probably how I'll handle it. I don't know with 100% certainty that that's what I'll do, but that's what I'll probably end up doing. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, what do we have going on here? And I have to remember, at the moment, this is not connected to my conveyor system. So if I go to use 0.0019, okay. So if I go to use the medical station or something like that in order to restore my jetpack fuel, it's actually not going to work. I thought I had to go... I don't get this either. I thought I had it going... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got disconnects going on over here. Crap. Boo. Alright, well, I think for now I'm just going to leave it the way that it is, and we'll just set all of our new stuff to be corrected. Though, now that I've done more, it's probably easier to just correct these, so let's actually go off of this, and we'll match up the old stuff with the newer pattern. And that's really not a particularly big deal. It's kind of just my symmetrical mind would be bothered if, you know, you have a whole ceiling full of catwalks and some of them are aligned one way and some of them are aligned another. It would just kind of wear on me a little bit. Oh, there we go. Alright. Now, I don't know how close I can get to the hydrogen farm either. Or rather, the rotor. I guess it's about that close. So I can't do... It'll probably be a 1 block radius, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay. So it's basically this. It's the pattern of the hydrogen tank is essentially what I can and can't do. Come on. Yeah, it's gonna follow this. That makes sense. Come on. This is really touchy to do, actually. The catwalks aligned this way is kind of tricky. Nope. Dang it. I was doing really good not to do that. And then I went and did it. Okay. Come on. Alright, and then that lines up with that. And then I think if I do one more here, that should complete the area. Yes. Okay. And it would basically require me to do relatively the same thing over here. So I think that should be right. And just to double check and make sure, yeah, it's not letting me put anything in the corner. Now, I don't know if I dropped the rotor a little lower and it was actually the hydrogen block that we were dealing with. Hydrogen farm, excuse me. Because this actually has, never mind, it has a pretty decent radius. So it's not the block radius actually officially. It's actually just compensating for the rotation. Because I wondered if I had dropped the rotor a little bit lower. I was wondering if it would actually compensate for it, and so then it wouldn't need to be quite so... Maybe wouldn't need quite as wide of a berth, but I think to be on the safe side, it's probably just gonna need that. So, oh well. And for the, I already mentioned it earlier, for the oxygen side, I don't really need anything but an open... Actually, I don't really even need an opening for that, because it's just gonna be a vent on top. Oh no! I need interior plates. Actually, I'm probably out now. If I don't have any in my inventory, I probably am out. Because like I said, I've been kind of going off of the supplies that I had. And we have placed quite a few catwalks. So, yeah. That's going to be a bit of an issue if I'm out. I'm pretty sure I am. Oh, I have 55. Haha, we're not done yet. But yeah, so the other thing that I'm concerned about is I would like to actually have the wolves/cyberhounds or whatever turned back on. For some reason, the zombie mod that I have worked once. You guys saw it in one of the episodes, and then it just didn't. Like, there was no more zombies after that one showed up. So I'm not really sure what that was about. Maybe he was just, you know, a unused extra from The Walking Dead or something, and that's all they could spare. I don't know. But I'd like to, at some point, re-engage the Cyberhound type things, though I'd like to have them not be wolves. And there was another suggestion somebody made of turning them into spiders that was a reskin. And that was kind of like, that's even worse, because now they're creepy. Granted, I wouldn't feel bad killing them by any stretch of the imagination, so that might not be a terrible idea. But, yeah, so there's that. But I'd like to turn them back on at some point, or at least be able to have them spawn, because they're a good source of materials, actually. They kind of dropped some basic stuff, nothing crazy, but they did drop some useful materials, so it would be worth having them spawn in. But unfortunately, at the moment, with all of this being scaffolding, I'm kind of afraid to turn them back on because, well, rather re-engage them. They are active, they're just not spawning. Because if I do, I'm afraid that they're just going to chew off, like, the support beams, and then this whole place is just going to come tumbling down. Though, that might not actually be a problem now that I'm thinking about it. Because Space Engineers is not really like Physics Simulator 2017 or anything. Alright, so this roof is actually done for the most part, of at least planning, so that's cool. As long as... Ooh, now that I think about it. This is a good time to try this, by the way, after you've already... Sweet, it will work. Whew. Alright, cool. I think that'll be enough. Let me know if you guys have had experience with vents where, like, if you put them that close to another block, does it consider that there's airspace for me to work with, or does it think that I've put something in front of the vent and it won't work? So let me know what you guys think. I'm open to suggestions. But yeah, so I'd like to restore them so that I can get their materials. And I was going to say it's not really a physics simulator, so where I was thinking of the pillars, like if they chewed the pillars down, the things would collapse. I guess as long as that holds. So my theory is, as long as that holds right there, I mean, they're not going to get up here and chew out these pillars that hold the roof part, so I'm not worried about that. But as long as that frame maintains itself and doesn't break, I'm pretty sure you could go along and break all of these columns and it wouldn't do anything. I think the pillars are basically just for looks, because it frankly just makes more sense for you to have support beams. But I don't know that they're actually necessary for the game. I think as long as that ramp holds, I think we should be okay. So that's one thing. And a couple of people have mentioned, you know, using interior turrets and things. That's all stuff I want to do. I'm just short of resources, and I haven't gone out and, like, mined anything. Oh. Well, that was good. I mean, yeah, that was good. Right? I mean, all I did was fly down there, but, you know, I could totally see that killing you. I didn't even think I was going that fast. I already have... I don't think there's a way to melt down tools and stuff, so I don't think I'm gonna take all the tools. Let me know if there is. If there is, I'll go back and collect them, but I don't think you really get anything. Do I have my helmet on? Wait, what's the button? J. There we go. So yeah, I'm not sure if the supports and stuff would be okay. I think everything would be fine. Like I said, it just would be these things. I couldn't have them climbing up the walls and breaking things. If they were going to start climbing up walls, we'd have a problem. I also don't know exactly what I'm going to do here with the, like, second floor ramp area thing, because the rest of this is looking kind of cool. I'm liking how this is kind of set up. But tying into this one, I think we're going to have to make some changes because I don't think this is looking very good up here. But yeah, resources is becoming a problem relatively quickly. I think I'm overexpanding in the interest of design. Rather than making a hidey hole with all of the amenities, I'm kind of like expanding and making these big areas. And I don't think I have the resources to keep up with it at the moment. So let me know what you guys think about that, as far as I haven't really done anything survival-wise in terms of mining or anything, so let me know what kind of the best way to go about that is, as far as if there's certain areas. I probably should build an ore detector. That should probably be kind of like priority 1 on my list at this point. So that I can detect where ore is and then go out and mine it with my hand drill, if nothing else. So, but yeah, it's coming along pretty good. I'm kind of liking it at this point. And keep the suggestions coming and all that. A lot of this was good stuff. I particularly like the glass ramp idea. That made a perfect awning for the ramp walkway and all that stuff. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about all that in the comments. In the meantime, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!